Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for staying with Politics Tonight. Senator Victor Umeh is a Nigerian politician. He was the national chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, and now a serving senator representing Anambra Central Senatorial District in the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on the platform of the Labour Party. He joins me now live from our Abuja studios. Distinguished, good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Good evening. Thank you for having me this night.
Right. It will be almost a year since President Bola Tinubu was sworn in as president of Nigeria. What's your assessment of the state of the nation under President Tinubu?
Well, Nigeria is a nation that is going through a process of several reforms. And you know that reforms come with a lot of challenges, disruption of the status quo, things that were taking place that were not good. If you want to pursue reforms, you will bring in programs that will create sometimes anxiety and pain. But if the reforms are visionary, you will be hopeful that along the line and in no distant time, the fruits will begin to bear. You will begin to see changes that will portend the good tidings for the citizens. So the past 9 months that a new government came into being, in the executive arm and in the legislature, all of us are new in this dispensation. We are working assiduously to see how the reforms will take Nigerians out of the extreme difficulties they were plunged into by the previous inactions of government. So it's been a mixed grill. Things are very difficult at this time, expectedly so, because the economy was in very dire straits when this government came into being. And those of us who are in the legislative arm of government, we are doing everything to support the programs of the president to drive a new way forward for Nigeria. So in the past 1 year, yes, a lot of things are biting because you recall that on the 29th of May, the president removed the subsidy on oil products that were being imported into Nigeria. And it came with it the backlash of extreme difficulties on the part of the citizens, high cost of transportation, high cost of everything. And along the line, inflation came in to bite hard. So it's like an aircraft that has just run into turbulence. The country has run into turbulence, but the pilot, that is the president, is doing everything to stabilize the aircraft to fly on a normal cruise. So that's what we are seeing. We expect that the short-term measures being put in place to cushion the effect of these reforms will endure for a while, and then we'll begin to see the real benefits of these reforms. There was no way government would have continued with subsidizing petroleum products importation. I was in the 8th Senate, and I was very critical of the oil subsidy regime, knowing that there is no way Nigeria will survive depending on importation of refined petroleum products, when God has also given us the privilege of having the crude in our land, the crude that you refine, we have it in abundance. So why can't we refine petroleum products? Our refineries were run aground, and previous governments could not do anything to revive the refineries. So everything was abandoned, and the country became solely reliant on the importation of petroleum products that were refined abroad. People come here and buy our crude, take away to their land, refine them into petrol, diesel, kerosene, and bring back to us with a lot of profit margin, and our people will continue to suffer. So this is a part of it. And with it, government has also come with deregulation of so many sectors, including our Naira that has suddenly gone down because it is now trading freely in the black market against the dollar. So there are so many things, and we have not rested. The National Assembly has been working very hard, trying to give support to the initiatives of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We've been approving almost all his requests to see if people who are being brought on board now will be able to tinker through and help us to get out of the cul-de-sac. Right. So it's been a difficult time in the past 9 months, I agree. And what will require is patience. Because if you are doing exercise, if you are in the gym, your trainer will tell you, no pain, no gain. If you don't have any pain, you can't have any gain in physical exercises. So what we are going through now is the trauma, which a surgical reversal of the wrong actions of government will bring on the citizens. But if we're able to endure, I'm sure that with time, things will get better.
All right. So we'll come back to national issues, but let's talk about you for a minute. You were once the national chairman of APGA. Now you're a 7th senator on the platform of the Labour Party. How has the transition been? And is there any ideological or political difference?
No, there's no ideological difference. Nigerians know me with this tall red cap. I'm a consistent face in the Nigerian politics. I've always been a progressive. In APGA, we were determined to follow through the progressive ideals. The Labour Party came also as a party that was breaking away from the status quo. We have the dominant parties. Then the Labour Party, as it were, when we joined it, was a party of the masses. The Labour movement in Nigeria was driving it. So inside the Labour Party, I've remained myself, and I can always remain myself in any mix. Whether you are on the left or you are on the right, my ideas are centered on progressive actions that will bring a better life for the citizens of this country. So in terms of ideology, I've not lost my ground or my views or my commitments to the ideal. Things that will make Nigeria a great country, things that will make the citizens of Nigeria have quality life. So as a senator in the 10th National Assembly, I have not changed from my viewpoints. Even during debates, if you follow what we do, you'll see that I'm independent-minded and I always support just causes. Anything that will bring Nigeria out of the brink, I'll lend my weight on it. It's not about a political divide. The country must be run well. The country must be run properly. And what will be good for all of us will be to put away our cleavages. I'm a member of this party. I'm a member of this party. If something is going wrong because of party affiliation, you keep mute. I cannot do that. If something good is happening, I'll say it is good. If it is bad, I'll say it is bad. So I have continued to participate in the affairs of this National Assembly, this 10th Senate, in the most progressive manner. I look at issues very critically. I have been experienced in several areas. So it's very easy for me to see what is right and what is wrong. And I've always applied my views on all of them during plenaries.
Right. Absolutely. Now, just like you mentioned earlier, Nigeria's economy, especially food availability, has been a major challenge in the country. What are you doing as a senator to help alleviate the pains of your constituents?
Well, my constituents are, first of all, Nigerians. So everything that is happening in Nigeria happened in my constituency. And we have continued to tell our people to be patient. 2 weeks ago, I went home to have an interactive session with some people, and I explained to them the essence of the ongoing reforms, that there's no way Nigeria can sustain the previous lifestyles, the previous ways of doing things in government, the previous ways of being lackadaisical over issues of state. So now that there appear to be, not there appear, there are conscious efforts to put some of these things on reverse. Because there's a saying that unexamined life is not worth living. You must examine what you are doing that is not giving you the positive results on the side of the citizens. So you must change. So what government is doing now is that government is trying to bring in reforms, physical reforms, economic reforms, and political reforms. So many things put together. Just the other day, the president, the way he came to the conclusion that subsidy can no longer be sustained on petroleum products. He removed subsidy. He has now come back to adopt the Orasanya reports on civil service reform. You know, so this is showing you that there are concerted efforts to turn things around so that we can have a better way of doing things. So we engage our constituents, telling them that government is on the beat, and all of us are on the beat. It will be painful because, like I told you, reforms will bring a lot of anxiety and short-term pains. So, Senator, but if we can endure, we give time for those things to ease off.
Let me comment here. Yeah? Let me come in here. So beyond engagements, beyond talking to them, I wanted to know what you have done in your own little way, either by giving out cash or by giving out food. I mean, in your own little way, how have you helped your constituents in alleviating this hardship, like we've seen in some states, I mean, some governors or a few senators?
We in the National Assembly are the closest people to the grassroots. You know, because anybody can call you on the phone early in the morning. Nobody can call our president on the phone. They don't have his phone number. But people call me on daily basis, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. So we feel the beat, the pulse of the people. In the wake of these difficulties, particularly during the Christmas season, I had to look for money to be able to buy palliatives to give to the people. Spent so much money buying food items that I shared, including money that I gave out. But then, just before Christmas, we had this palliative emergency food relief program, which the government also put in place. I ensured that my constituency had their own delivered on the 18th of January this year. TVC covered the distribution of these palliatives to cushion the effect of hunger on the people. You know, the contractor that was given the contract was able to do that, still waiting for his payment. So I tried to draw anything that I can find to cushion the effect of this hardship on the people. If you ask me, the lawmakers are the poorest people you can find now, because it is very difficult for you to be a senator, particularly some of us that have the passion to lift the poor people from hardship. It's very difficult for you to keep any penny. Any money you have within the first 2 weeks in the month is gone. It will go into solving problems of the people while telling them to keep hope alive, that it will be better. All right. So it's a collective combat against this hardship. And I'm deeply involved in it. If you talk to people in my constituency, they will attest to that.
All right, Senator, I want you to talk to us about the Southern Senators Forum. What do you seek to achieve?
Well, first of all, we want to seek the good of Nigeria through the Southern Senators Forum. The forum had been in existence, over the years. Just that we revived it in the last week. Southern Senators Forum is just a forum of senators from Southern Nigeria. Every geopolitical zone has its own caucus in the National Assembly and in the Senate or House of Reps. If you come to the Senate, there is Southwest Caucus, there is a South-South Caucus, there is Southeast Caucus. In the North, you have Northeast Caucus, Northwest, and North Central. And now you have North and South of Nigeria. For some time, a lot of people have been hearing about Northern Senators Forum, and they've been very active, and it looked like there was no South, or there is no South in Nigeria. So all these zonal caucuses now came together again, to revive the Southern Senators Forum. Because if there is a Northern Senators Forum, there should be a corresponding Southern Senators Forum. They have been in existence, but this time we decided to revive it. One is for us to come closer together, look at issues affecting Nigeria, look at things that we need to do collaboratively to strengthen democracy in Nigeria, the things we can do to strengthen the unity of Nigeria. So the Southern Senators Forum is actually not out to fight anybody. We need to engage the Northern Senators Forum so that we always dialogue and see ways we can meet ourselves on issues of national development. So it is on that note that the Southern Senators Forum got revived again. And I know that when critical issues arise, we discuss it and engage our brothers from the Northern Senators Forum. What is important is that both sides should be thinking about the unity and the progress of Nigeria. Nobody should be allowed to divide the country. We don't want the country to be divided.
All right.
Because when we started, we said Nigeria is one unit, and all of us will work for the progress of Nigeria. So it doesn't matter which forum you belong to, whether you belong to Northern Senators Forum or you belong to the Southern Senators Forum. Nigeria is our beat. That's where we're working.
All right, then. Let's talk about security. How do you react to the brutal killing of 16 soldiers in Delta State? And how would you admonish the military in handling the situation?
It is very heart-rending, very heartbreaking. When we saw the news, I cried because every day in the Senate, we were inundated of killings and abductions going on across the country. We've had several sessions with the service chiefs. We've had cause to summon them. They've appeared before us, all of us talking and looking for ways to end this. And when the security chiefs go back to up their actions to help secure Nigeria, it is always heartbreaking when sordid things are reported happening in one part of Nigeria or the other. So this one that happened in Okoma, in Bomadi local government area in Delta State, was shattering. I couldn't imagine myself how we can lose a lieutenant colonel, 2 majors, a captain, and 12 soldiers in one swoop. That was too terrible. And the Southern Senators Forum had also issued a statement commiserating with the Nigerian Army, commiserating with Mr. President, because these are the things that try to put the efforts of government, in reverse. We are trying to see if Nigeria can recover from these security breaches so that the environment will be friendly for investors to come and invest in this country. No matter what anybody thinks about himself or herself, what is important is that this country must be safe for activities to go on, both internally and by attracting outside people to come here and invest. So what happened was despicable, and we condemn it. And we want to ask Nigerians, like we always do, for people to exercise restraint. If you say that things are difficult for you, there's no gain you will make by trying to bring in conflagration everywhere and threaten the lives of citizens and making the country appear to be, unsafe. So whatever happened, like you asked, what would the army do? I think the army should be very professional in this. They should be able to exercise restraint in the type of actions they would take in reprisal because of these lives we have lost. Very painful, I must tell you, but it does not call immediately for brute force to go and kill everybody in Okwama community or bring all the buildings down. They should go on intelligent hunting down of the youths that were behind this action. Get them arrested and put them on trial. So that's what I expect them to do.
Let me come in here once again. We're winding down. Now, in the light of this clash between youths and the Nigerian military in Delta States, many have called for the speedy creation of state police. I mean, a few months ago, President Tinubu also gave a nod for the process of the creation of state police. Do you support the creation of state police? And what do you see as the challenge of achieving this?
Well.
Did you get my question?
Hello?
Do you support
I didn't hear you well.
Right. Do you support the creation of state police? And what do you think are the challenges in achieving this?
Do I support the creation of what?
Of state police.
State police.
Absolutely.
Oh,
and
yes.
what do you see as the challenge of achieving this?
I'm not hearing you well, but I heard you say whether I support the creation of state police. And yes, I share that view, that state police is very important to help us to be able to have a more functional police force. If you have a police force where an indigene of that state is the head of the police, he will be more desperate to combat crime in his state, because he will have reach to all the stakeholders and people living in that state, so that collaboration will be much more easy in tracking and hunting down criminals. There's no criminal in any community that is not known by the community people. And when you show that commitment, the people will connect with you very easily. And you'll be able to deal with issues of crime much more effectively. The second one is that I think that a state police will be better funded than this big-sized police we have in the whole country. A state will prioritize its activities, and states will be able to prioritize security as number one and put more investment on securing lives and property. Because what we are experiencing, the complaints we get always, both in the National Assembly, is that they don't have enough equipment to fight crime. Security should be technologically driven at this age. So if a state takes responsibility to run its own police force, you will see even competition coming into being among the 36 states of Nigeria and the FCT. Everybody wants to have the best police force possible.
Absolutely.
And that can only be possible by the level of investment you put in the police force, the welfare of the officers and men, and then the equipment with which to combat crime, arms, and other important logistics. Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
So I support state police, yes.
Absolutely. It's a 30-minute conversation tonight, but we'll definitely bring you back on politics tonight. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I've been speaking with distinguished Senator Victor Umeh, representing Anambra Central. He's also Vice Chairman, Southern Senators Forum. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, sir. And thank you very much for watching. That marks the end of tonight's episode of Politics Tonight. But the conversation continues from here. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. Good night, everyone.
Five questions with Ini. Hi guys. Ini, your skin is really glowing. What beauty soap do you use?
It's glowing because it's healthy. I use a soap that keeps my skin soft and protected from germs.
But Ini, the beauty soaps I know don't give germ protection.
Dettol skincare does.
It combines Dettol's protection with argan oil to protect my skin. Gives me 2 times moisturization with a beautiful fragrance. Beautiful skin is germ-free skin.
We're live in the open market for Epic 10X Challenge. My people, today I will show you how the power of new Epic 10X gives your toilet a better cleaning than bleach.
Than bleach?
Yes, so.
Impossible.
Okay, now, today you will see the power of Epic.
Today you will see the power of
Toilets have stains which bleach cannot clean effectively, but Epic is thicker and sticks better, which gives 10X better cleaning versus bleach and kills germs.
Oh, wow.
Epic is actually better than bleach. So my people, you can now see that Epic is better than bleach.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. Today, there are many complex, boring, expensive, and useless exercise machines in the market. Or you pay over 400,000 naira a year for gym membership and never go. ShopX TV is proud to introduce Total Crunch Evolution, the compact, versatile fitness solution that is perfect for you. With Total Crunch, you get a complete fitness workout in one machine. Say goodbye to ineffective and complicated exercise machines. Now, you have the power to transform your fitness journey and get the body you have always wanted right in the comfort of your own home. Total Crunch is the efficient and effective way to build muscle, tone and tighten your legs, shape your back and pectorals, while strengthening your core and defining your abs. Now that's totally effective.
In a world of sustainability, circular economy is all about using materials and products for as long as possible by reusing, repairing, and recycling them. This reduces waste and creates value by keeping the materials in use instead of throwing them away. Well, this will be our major focus in this week's edition of Green Angle. Welcome. I am Esther Mapariola. And before we begin, let's bring you updates